Now, here's my question. Do we want Noah in the middle again because he's so small and he looks even tinier?
You kind of
Pushed all the way back.
You kind of look like a small lesbian.
Yeah, you really
Well,
do.
I'm also like...
Hello, welcome to this week's episode of The Rambling Knave. I'm Brandon.
And I'm a Trojan horse.
Not hung like one, though.
No.
And I'm Noah. I'm back.
So this week, we're going to discuss our favorite worlds of intellectual property. Literature, whatever you want to call it. Because, well, mine, quite frankly, is mostly movies and...
Yeah, it could be film,
TV.
could be video games, could be whatever you
Whatever.
want. As long as it's a fictional world that you thoroughly enjoy, that's what we're talking about. And why we would like to live there.
Alright, so it's going to be a little debate. One of us will give our reasons why we want to live there. The other two will then proceed to shit on it. And then the original person gets to have a quick rebuttal. As a point of order, though, I will say, in anything we say, you are just a normal fucking person. You don't get to be fucking Superman or Captain Kirk or whatever.
Or a dinosaur.
Dinosaur. You are Mischa, Noah, Brandon, jammed into this universe.
Also, before we begin, we were thinking that if we can get to 50 subscribers, we will do a Butterita drinking contest. And if you don't know what we're talking about, there will be a link to the video. And the drink that shall not be named will be making a appearance.
Yeah,
that
it's
I'm not excited for.
Yeah, it's just the family of... We found out that there's like a whole family of brothers and sister drinks to the drink that shall not be named. So, you know, as a reward to you and a punishment to us. I mean, you don't even have to like us. It could be just like, you know what, fuck those guys. Let's make them drink.
Yeah, if you're really into Schadenfreude, this is the channel for you.
Yeah, so just get us to 50. We're not that far off, I think.
Yeah, as of right now, we're at like 30-something, 36, 37.
Yeah.
And only like 32 of those are our immediate family.
Yeah, so get us to 50, we'll do that, and then if you can get us to 100, we might do, like, try to live stream a power hour. And if you don't know what a power hour is, get us to 100 subscribers, and you'll find out.
I'm not responsible for what we do, say, or look like by the end of that power hour.
So make sure you bang out that subscribe button and get us there.
Yep. Thank you very much in advance. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's start with Noah. He's gonna kick us off here. What's your literary universe?
What's something that would be kind of interesting, a little adventurous, but a little less than dangerous? Dinotopia. Okay, so the lore of Dinotopia is it's an island in an ocean. You don't know where it is because it's surrounded by storms and weird currents. But if you get there, it's a dinosaur utopia where people and dinosaurs live in harmony. You know, there's no need for weapons. There's no need for, you know, like complicated government. Everyone's just kind of getting along with one another. And there's dinosaurs. This is like a really peaceful, low-key world where you can ride around on a stegosaurus as like your main vehicle. What do you drive? I drive a stegosaurus. And like
a 2007 Stegosaurus Limited.
Now just think about that. Take a moment and really think about how cool it would be to just have a stegosaurus car.
Wait, wouldn't it just be a stegosaurus, not a car?
Well, that's what I mean.
Unless you got him like really big, like roller skates.
So that's where I landed. Like, okay, I would love to just be around dinosaurs in a safe, sort of harmonious world.
Okay, first off, I gotta say, anything involving dinosaurs is clearly Jurassic Park. So there's no such thing as a Dinotopia because it's Jurassic Park. You're gonna get hunted by velociraptors, actually Deinonychus, velociraptors, and eaten to death.
What you're saying sounds great. And I you know, if I could just chill out with the dinosaurs all the time, it sounds great. But you know what it also sounds like? It sounds like that stupid fucking Ken Ham Creationist Museum where, like, the Triceratopses and humans lived alongside one another. Oh, and their buddy T-Rex, who apparently just ate vegetables. Like, fuck you. No, it didn't. That's your world. You were hanging out with Ken Ham. proving that
Yeah.
like evolution never happened. You're just throwing it all out there, living a creationist just wet dream.
To counter your point, it is explained in the books that it is not a creationist thing, that there is the world beneath, and it was...
Oh, the Hollow Earth? Was Dinotopia in the Hollow Earth?
No,
If you
it's-
don't know what the Hollow Earth is, it's a real thing, and the dinosaurs live there with the lizard people.
Jesus.
You know, actually, I'd be okay with that. If that were real, that would be cool. But no, it's... You know, it's a hollowed out crater, and they lived down there for millions of years. So... They were there, they evolved, people showed up, and then all of a sudden now you have this happy dinosaur world. There is a risk that I would be eaten by a T-Rex, and you know what? That's just the way of the world. That's fucking nature, man. Like, you are not the apex predator anymore, T-Rex is, and you know what? I'm fine with
Well,
that.
if you brought your fucking laser guns, it wouldn't be a big problem. But no, we're gonna live in a Dinotopia and everything's good until the T-Rexes and Velociraptors come and just eat my ass out, you know, like...
Well, I mean, if they're doing that,
Well,
then,
yeah.
if they have like lips and they can do that, then clearly I want to live in Dinotopia.
Do dinosaurs talk?
Actually, some of them can.
Is that like you have to take like a special substance and then they start talking?
No, there are some dinosaurs that have become hyper intelligent and can speak
Are
fluent
you kidding?
English.
That's fucking terrifying.
It would be weird at first, but I think you'd adjust.
Weird at first, no politics. There's hyper-intelligent dinosaurs who are clearly going to eat all the humans.
They don't eat all. Okay.
Only
you-
select humans.
Yeah.
The tastiest.
Look,
of
the
humans.
the
The ones they
Tyrannosaurus,
marinade.
the carnivores live in their own area.
The carnivores are segregated?
But there's no politics.
Wait a
But
minute,
there's
how is this a
segregation.
utopia? Can I smoke in Dinotopia?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, well, then it's alright. Is there alcohol in Dinotopia?
I mean, in the TV series, the one character has some bootleg hooch.
Oh,
I
why
don't-
they
I
have
don't know-
toilet bowl alcohol?
Yeah, they've got prison vodka
Good.
in Dinotopia.
Wait, no. Your idea is
Prison
stupid.
vodka and dinosaurs. I rest my case. That's all I need to say. Look, if I get eaten by a Velociraptor Deinonychus or Tyrannosaurus, look, that's a cool way to go, man. Like, you get to tell all your friends, like, oh man, I'm sorry about your brother, how'd he die? Oh, fucking, he got eaten by a Tyrannosaurus. And people go, fuck,
I mean, that's cool.
that's cool as hell.
Or like, his chest got caved in by an ankylosaurus tail.
Yeah, because...
Because they're the best dinosaur ever.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're kind of derpy, but yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess maybe Brontosaurus is totally derpier.
Yeah.
Brontosaurus never actually existed.
Wait, what? Hang on.
Rewind.
I'm having a moment.
This is like the prickly pear
So
thing.
you're telling me that a dinosaur I was told existed didn't exist?
That was a product of what was called the Bone Wars, when in the late 1800s there
Sounds
were
like something on Pornhub.
Yeah, there were paleontologists that were trying to discover new dinosaurs like all the time. So what happened was they found an Apatosaurus skeleton, and since Apatosaurus had already been discovered, one guy found a Camarasaurus skull, put it on the Apatosaurus skeleton, and said this is a new kind of dinosaur called the Brontosaurus.
Wait a minute. Nobody noticed there was a different skull?
No, they did notice it was a different skull. He just called it a whole new dinosaur.
And the scientists weren't like, we're calling you out? Until now?
This is like the 18... No, it wasn't until now. Like,
This has always been a thing?
it's been a thing for a while, yeah.
I know nothing about dinosaurs apparently.
Yeah, because like
I'm completely just like flabbergasted.
yeah, I thought Brontosaurus was a thing.
This sucks. Dinotopia sucks. Now there's no Brontosauruses.
It just
I
ruined
don't
my
wanna live
fucking
there.
childhood.
Yeah.
I want to like just
Yeah.
throw this book down
Yeah, just
and
like a
just
cat.
take
just
a
shove it off
shit
the
on
table.
it.
So Dinotopia now sucks.
Let's move it along.
All right.
You want me to go or do you want to go?
I cede the floor to you, sir.
All right. Mine is the most futuristic. I will go with Star Trek. Reason being, one, if you're just a regular human, you're living on Earth. Earth is an actual utopia. There's no need for money. There's no poverty. There's no racism. There's no hunger. All of that has been taken care of. You want anything you need? It's free. You go over to the replicator, boom. You want whiskey and, let's see. What's your favorite food? What's your favorite food, Mish?
Pussy.
Pussy. Well, you have to go to the fucking holodeck.
You just like softballed that one in there.
Yeah, I did. I did. Yep. You want fried catfish right now with a glass of whiskey? You go over to the fucking replicator, boom, it's right there for you. You want to bang it out with Christy Brinkley circa 1993? You go into the holodeck, boom, you're banging her any way you want because she doesn't have a mind. You're in the holodeck.
Can you bang it out with Scott Bakula?
Well, I will. It's also a time when it's not brute strength or military that rules the world, it's intelligence. You are able to, because you're not worried about money, you're able to follow your actual passions in life. Intelligence is what gets you farther. You can join Starfleet, explore the fucking universe, go and find all kinds of different, new species, and fuck them. You can do whatever you want. And as long as you're pretty careful as to where you go, you're gonna be living the best life. Not to mention, you're gonna live to be like 200 years old because you're never gonna be sick. Ever.
So,
you want to go to Paris? Boom, you're in Paris right now. Transporter. Boop, you're there.
it sounds to me like you want to live in the Star Trek universe to fuck a lot of things.
Don't you?
Well, I mean, I would love to shove a tribble up my ass and see what it feels like.
Yeah, it'll be like...
But I mean,
You can do whatever you want.
I don't know if you can do whatever you want. Is murder legal?
In the holodeck, you can murder as many people as you want.
Well, it's
Any
not
way you
real
want.
murder.
So join Starfleet.
Yeah, but
Become a Mako.
to that point, Earth is constantly under threat from like the Borg and those fucking crazy people. So at some point, you're just gonna get vaporized.
Earth had only ever actually physically been attacked twice.
Well, in the show, but there's got to be a whole lot of lore where there's other stuff going
Twice.
on. All right. Well, you're gonna get blown up.
Twice. Once was in Florida, and I wouldn't live in Florida anyway.
Okay, but he also said the Borg, and as soon as you run into the Borg, dude, they're gonna be like, resistance is futile, and look, you're gonna be a Borg and just like that, like you will be assimilated before you even have time to think about whether or not you
They
want
only
to.
want intelligent and people that can add to the collective. This guy's not gonna help that. They're just gonna walk right fucking past me and be like, nope. And I'll just be sitting there, drinking my whiskey that I got for free and eating my catfish.
Okay.
Happy as a lark.
All right, so maybe the Borg thinks you're some kind of subhuman.
And they're not wrong.
What happens when you run into the Romulans? You're a big fan of, Roman history and Star Trek, so the Romulans are very warlike.
Absolutely.
And they would look at your tubby ass and just kind of, you'd be killed on the spot. They would see no use for you in any of their...
That's why I stay in Ohio. I'm in the Star Trek universe, but in Ohio.
What's Ohio like in the Star Trek universe?
Dope.
Covered in Klingons.
Is the river on fire again?
Nope. There's no pollution. It's a utopia. That's where I want to live. You like video games? Best video game in the world. Holodeck, as long as it's working and not like going on like the fritz.
I don't know. It sounds a bit matrixy to me. Like you're just living in a computer simulation and you're not exactly living life at all.
That's only when you're in the holodeck.
Yeah, but how often are you going to be in the holodeck? Clearly all the time.
Not that often. You're not allowed.
Oh! You're not allowed.
Not if you're on the ship.
So I'm not allowed to live in the holodeck all the time.
1,500 people on board
Clearly
your
this
ship.
is not a utopian society because I would live in the holodeck all the time, balls deep in some weird animals.
Well, let's
Doesn't
hear your
work for me.
fucking brilliant idea there,
My
Captain
brilliant
Dippy.
idea clearly says a lot about who I am because it's the only non-utopia in this whole garbage fest of an episode. Okay. And that is the exact logos of human suffering, which is the Odyssey. Homer's The Odyssey, set within Greek mythology, which you can expand to include within this world. And it's just all of these fantastic ideas and fantastic things and fantastic places and creatures and worlds. And I mean, it's a small area that this was set in, but it's still, there's so much stuff to explore and witness and do. And like one of the things that really draws me to it is the fact that the gods of Greek mythology were complete shitbags like all the rest of us. So I don't feel like I have to be judged by my god. It's like your kid no matter how much of a shitbag you are, will probably look up to you just because you're their parent. And it's like that perfect do as I say, not as I do philosophy that's just wonderful. Like the gods are trying to lead you in a solid direction, but they're just garbage. So they're not like morally superior like any other god. Plus, there's a lot of human suffering, and that's part of life. Like, you can't get away from that. Utopias just bore me because it doesn't feel like there's any substance to it. You don't have to work for anything, it's just all there and handed to you, and then I feel like that just leads people in the society to become assholes, and it's just terrible. Out of everything that is so wonderful or potentially wonderful, like the cool witch or the sirens or what have you, there is a layer of reality there. It's all metaphor for life and suffering, and that's great. Also, you can go on really cool journeys, and then you can hang out with these people on this island who do a lot of drugs, and then you just stay there. There's also a lot of cannibalism.
I don't think you've ever even been on a boat before. How do you think you're going to survive?
That's
my entire argument is you would be dead in a minute.
I don't think I'm going to survive. That's the whole point of living in
You'd be
this
like,
world.
hey, look, I'm an ancient... You wouldn't even get the words out of your fucking mouth.
Like you have this whole idea that you would make it to the end of the voyage, or at least like one of the islands, even if you got to Polyphemus and were eaten right away. Like I don't think you'd even get there. I think you would have scurvy like 5 minutes after departing and just die.
I'm not going to be in the military. Clearly, I'm not coming home from Troy. I'm like Eumaeus, the dirt farmer who still tends Odysseus' lands when he gets back. I'm just like hanging out with goats and shit, waiting for my master to return.
You'd just like trip over, like, again, you couldn't farm. I love you to death, but you couldn't do a day's work of farming. You'd trip over something and take like a sword through your skull that just happened to be fucking laying there because it's this time in the world, and you'd be like, oh, I guess he didn't finish beating his sword into a plowshare. It's still a sword.
I mean,
Thoop,
I'm beating
dead.
my plowshare into a sword.
Yeah.
Wait, I just had a thought. You're a licensed boater?
That is true as well.
Okay. So what if we take this world and you go with him? Like,
I could at least run the ship.
yeah, like you are like sort of his not like a scribe, but you're just kind of like the guy that's there that makes sure he's not going to get his ass killed.
Listen.
So literally how it is every time we go out in public.
Yes.
Together.
Yeah.
Another thing I feel like you're failing to appreciate is how many orgies the Greek people had. And how that I would eventually be a part of one of those just by circumstance.
I will point out that one of your biggest arguments against mine was the fact that I wanted to like just fuck things, and your big argument was orgies. Like,
I might be in one.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't say...
Question mark.
Yeah, mine was a question mark. Like, that could happen. I could just be banging a bunch of goats. I mean, really... I'm not there to bang. I'm there because it makes me feel comfortable to be in a world that's similar to ours because utopias make me uncomfortable.
The other two contributors to the show, Browd and Bubbles, they got in on this too. Browd, for some reason, picked Blade Runner,
which is worse than mine.
But yeah, or I guess if it's literary, do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick. It's not up here because I do not have that Dick book.
He has lots of dick books.
I worked on that joke all day.
Nailed it.
If I would have known, I would have grabbed it. Anyway.
His dick?
Exactly.
Oh my! I don't know why he wanted to pick a universe where you don't ever know who exactly you are and if you were you.
Well, I think that's the thing. It's darker than me wanting to live in the Odyssey is that he exactly did not want to know if he was him or not.
Like
I
it's
don't
the most like horrible universe. Like it makes yours look nice,
Yeah.
And on top of it, you don't know if you're a replicant or not.
Yeah, like that just... And like even just now thinking about whether... Like they don't even exist and I'm still thinking about whether or not I'm a replicant and I'm about to have a panic
Well,
attack.
I mean, I think it's the same thing as like the philosophy of is this reality real or not? Like, it's a very Matrix kind of thing. Like, you can figure that. You can...
You have a paper bag I can
I'll get you
inhale
one of
into
those.
that.
Just drink your whiskey.
Those void cough machines, and
Yeah.
you just look into it. and We'll ask you some really fucked up, weird questions that somehow tell us if you're a person or not. Oh, on the other part of this, in mine and probably yours, we could actually speak to everybody.
That's true.
You can't.
Good. I don't want to
And
speak. I don't want to speak
Brad
to everybody. Why would I want to speak to everybody?
You wouldn't speak to anyone because they don't know
Good.
English.
I would speak to my goats
And deers.
and deers.
All right, and then our other friend Bubbles originally picked Care Bears, like with authority. Was
Because
like
he
fucking
said,
Care
and I
Bears.
quote, "Fuck you, it's safe."
Yep. Yep.
And then Browd went on a
The
deep,
aforementioned, bro.
The aforementioned Browd went on a deep dive. Like he's got a
He went-
whole book coming out about fucking Care Bear lore.
That was like rabbit hole.
Watching the entirety of Care Bears, the whole cartoon front to end, like in one sitting deep.
Yeah, about how actually like the Care Bears themselves don't do shit. It's not the Care Bears because there's evil in the world, and the only way the evil gets stopped is like these nice kids on Earth, you know, throw some Catholic guilt at the evil and then it feels bad, and it's like, oh, I don't want to kill the Care Bears. And so he opted out of that and said he would rather live in the Teletubby world.
Which is all kinds of fucked
Which
up.
is all kinds of fucked up. And he said, and I quote, "Yeah, I'll eat tubby custard all day."
Yeah, that what you're thinking is what we thought too, and then we remembered there's actual tubby custard that they eat as food.
Yeah.
That
That didn't apply because Bubbles is clearly a deviant. Maybe more deviant than the rest of us, which is saying something.
I didn't know that there were trash Teletubbies.
Yeah, Bubbles loves trash women, so if you're a trash woman, you should contact our friend Bubbles.
It's a Teletubby dumpster baby.
One fucked up baby.
Oh, fuck. All right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I would not want to live in the Teletubby world. That is like some bizarre acid trip shit that.
Sounds miserable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, the sun comes up every morning and it's just a baby face. And that
that'd be
fucking
terrifying.
freaks me out. And then there's the sentient vacuum, the naughty Nunu, which, I mean, you could...
Power vacuum.
Yeah, I mean, you know what you could do with that, clearly. But,
Clean your house?
yeah,
Exactly.
you could clean the hell out of your tubby house. And then you could mow down on some sweet tubby custard.
Like, have you seen where they live? It's just like, it's nothing but like rolling hillocks and then like this hut with a vacuum
Where do they
cleaner.
live?
A sentient vacuum
sentient
cleaner.
vacuum-
It's not just a regular vacuum cleaner.
No, and that's fucking it. There is nothing except hills and a hut. It's barren.
Yeah, that's pretty isolating and terrifying.
Yeah.
But you get to live with these fucking Teletubbies, which is goddamn weird.
Well, I think we've pretty much examined all of these things from every angle imaginable, and then some.
Certainly did not do that. This was not an exhaustive debate at all.
I don't know. I think it was pretty good.
It might have been
Pretty
good. Let us know what your favorite fictional world is in the comments
where
below.
would you like to live?
And
Yes.
then we will promptly comment and let you know why you're wrong.
Yeah. Exactly.
So make sure you bang that subscribe button, you bang that bell, you bang over on to Twitter and Instagram, and you follow us there with some banging. Bang everything.
And comment.
Yeah, comment with some bangs,
And you know what?
some finger guns.
Because we're trying to get all those subscribers. I'm sure you have some friends that are deviants like us. Share one of our videos that you think is funny with one of them. So, you know, maybe they'll find us humorous, or they'll just be like, what the fuck are you doing watching this? And
Yeah.
that's fine too, because you know what? They'll have watched it.
Yeah, as long as we make you feel better about your life, I think that's what we're here for.
Yep. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week with some other weird shit that we come up with.
So make sure you do all that internet shit so you're alerted when the next keg is tapped.
Cheers.